after the shocking news of Lewis Hamilton's departure in 2025 from Mercedes. The F1 world has turned upside down as Hamilton's multi-year contract for Ferrari was announced earlier on Thursday. But while the world was debating whether Hamilton's decision to leave Mercedes after what will be 12 seasons with the team, another new question has been bugging journalists and fans alike. Who will replace Hamilton? Well, it seems Mercedes does have a few options, and in this video, we will cover all of the top contenders for the empty spot. Even though the news regarding Hamilton's move to Ferrari came seemingly out of nowhere, the team knew that the British driver's time at the Silver Arrows had to come to an end, and hence had put plans when the inevitable happened. George Russell. The first and most obvious option Mercedes currently has is George Russell, who takes up the second Mercedes seat. In any case, he has spent the most time with the team, knows their approach best, and will now be expected to step up and take charge. During his 2 years at Mercedes, Russell's performance has improved drastically, and he even managed to squeeze a victory for the team in 2022, which remains the team's last win. 2023 was much rougher for the young Brit, as he made more mistakes on track and felt clearly like the secondary driver for the team. He finished 59 points behind his teammate and lost the opportunity to climb on the podium's top step after crashing at the 2023 Singapore Grand Prix. Yet, there is no doubt that Russell is quick around the circuit, and now it is up to him to show the team what he can do. Throughout his years, he has not been intimidated by Hamilton, a 7-time world champion, and has welcomed the challenge of fighting with perhaps the best driver of the modern F1 era. On the Beyond the Grid podcast, Russell spoke about comparing himself to Hamilton. I can very confidently sit here and say there's probably 5 drivers on this grid that if you put them in the best car, they will win the championship. I have no doubt about that. For me, Lewis is one of those guys. If I'm going head-to-head with him week in, week out, that gives me the benchmark. I don't think I've ever been pushed in my whole career like I've been pushed in the last year and a half. To see that I'm swimming and swimming well gives me so much faith in myself, so much confidence that I always had, but there's no doubt now. I truly believe in myself. The team believe in me, and that's been really down to the fact that I've been teammates with Lewis and held my own. Recently, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff spoke about the future of the team and stated that he believes Russell is the perfect candidate to fill Hamilton's shoes. With all the Lewis discussion, something that has not been talked enough is George. George has the potential to be the next lead driver in the team, he said. He's of the generation of Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc and some of the others. I couldn't wish for a better new team leader when Lewis leaves, no doubt about that. Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Still, the question of the vacant seat remains whether Russell takes the team's lead or not. The second driver rumoured to join Mercedes is Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who raced in the Formula Regional European Championship under Prema Racing and won the championship last year. He is set to bypass Formula 3 and directly join Formula 2, where he will continue racing for Prema. He has been a part of the Mercedes junior team since 2019 and is undoubtedly on the team's radar for the future. But unlike McLaren and Red Bull, Mercedes are not known to give junior drivers the direct seat and prefer they start at Williams to judge their performance. Such was the case with Russell, who raced for Williams from 2019 and 2021 and only switched to Mercedes when the team thought him fit to race in the much more prestigious seat. We will have to see how the F2 championship rolls out for Antonelli and whether he even can perform to the level Mercedes seeks for Williams before rolling out where the 17-year-old will end up. But if his previous statistics are anything to go by, a seat at Mercedes is definitely in the young Italian's future. Alex Albon. Speaking of being relegated from the junior team, Alex Albon is also a suitable candidate for Mercedes in 2025. Albon, who currently races for Williams, shined last year and put the struggling car in places where it had no business being. He easily outpaced his teammate and, especially during qualifying, was putting down some impressive lap times. He has improved since he joined the sport with Toro Rosso in 2019, before partnering Verstappen in the Red Bull for a short while. He could be a crucial support for Russell in the coming seasons, or even be the team's leading player if he continues his performance streak in 2024. However, it is not sure how much Mercedes can trust Albon. as recent rumors suggest he has received a 3-year contract to race for Red Bull in 2025, replacing Sergio Perez. Albon will be considering this move, as it would be a fantastic chance to return to Red Bulls and prove his standing against the current world champion. And if these rumors are to be believed, we are not very far from receiving news regarding his switch in 2025. He recently commented on the High Performance podcast that he would love to continue with Williams in the future, and that the team could improve to the point where they are closer to the front. Still, at the same time, he acknowledged that he is getting older and that he is currently at his peak. "I'm ready. I'm ready to win races, to fight for a championship. I would love it to be at this team, but who knows? I've got to keep my doors open, because that's just how it is. Just like teams keep their doors open for other drivers, you've got to keep your doors open for other teams." Fernando Alonso, and the final name we have on the list, is the only driver on the grid to have more experience in Formula One than Lewis Hamilton. Fernando Alonso has been in the sport since 2001 and has 2 world championships under his belt. Though many fans predicted that he is no longer fit for the sport at 42, he made everyone take back their words after joining Aston Martin last year. Alonso had a fantastic season in 2023 and finished in 4th place. He secured multiple podiums, and he is clearly still chasing his 3rd title. Alonso was pleased with the car Aston provided him at the start of the 2023 season, but the team could not keep up with development, and the performance started to fall as the season progressed. The team made changes that made the car worse, and Alonso was unhappy with how the car was driving. Ultimately, the team had to return to their original car, which improved their standing, but left Alonso rethinking his decision to continue with the team. As soon as the news of Hamilton leaving Mercedes came out, news started circulating that Toto Wolff had been in contact with Alonso's inner circle and was interested in hiring him for the 2025 season. Alonso definitely has the experience Mercedes requires and is known to have good chemistry with Alonso. His contract with Aston Martin ends in 2024, and if the team is not able to provide a fast car, he certainly will be eyeing the Mercedes seat for his last few years. This would also be the ideal situation for Mercedes, as it would give time for Russell to mature and eventually allow Antonelli, who we mentioned earlier, to join Mercedes once Alonso decides to retire. Apart from these, it is also certainly possible that some other driver will join Mercedes next year. Rumors have also stated that Vettel could return to F1 with the Silver Arrows, though Wolff hinted that the German driver was not yet eyeing a return to the sport. Sainz could also be a good signing, but the Spaniard is constantly linked to joining Audi. Hence, it is unlikely we will see him either. Whatever happens, this year's silly season will be much more exciting than last year's, and there will be significant changes in the driver market. The Mercedes seat is very valuable, especially if the team can provide an improved car this year, and it would be interesting to see who takes the 2nd seat in the team. Who do you think will replace Hamilton next season? Comment down your thoughts below. Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to receive the most up-to-date F1 news.